All right, abusia mama mo akwaba aba aka TV UXA. Eye mo so mfa akaba ni. Abusia in fact ena me no bedi nkomo bi na nkomo na ye bedi no ho. Adisuade ahodo bebre ewo mu a mepese obetena ase no watie video no akosi na wie emu nkomo no ewa. Unim se yewo country bi wo hono ma eye islander de ntu kwan na whole lifetime no nipa mako enan pe na anya opportunity a atu kwan na tu kwan nya de betumi akọ kurom biem and sa krokro ya American wa ho asemi ya trap with python ebia ayewa sum bebre ye de mu nchiremu e de ebrow and ekoba se aya na nkofo nso e ka se eye third world war ebeba eno nso yebisa se ebeye possible anase enye possible eno nso eho nchiremu eba in fact ye kase Farouk Wahaba woye international diplomatic consultant na in fact oyobia na dwima bieye oye learned and owo political influencers and namfofo inti owo information say ba ne say Ghana amanone inkronkro ahodo bebre maforo na che ye be sha se ye be posting videos ni ebi ewo aka TV UXA hanom na enne enkomo we eye enkomo bi a one Captain Smart edi ewo onua FM eso eno na mepese me ne omienu ye be share enkomo no message the video no wadan so benya adaje na wahwa amana kwa yeye na afi wo so wachire wadwen ewo comment section no ase wonom yenko enkohwe enkomodie no emra
eno eto ntwai eno achi no wo ne Iran enso de asia ni biom aka ho ena wiei yedane ye sore ya IDF Israel Defense Forces Omaya press conference akache wiase nyina ne se omu hia obi amoa asende nie na ekona eda omanim no omo wankrofo bi a omo hwehwe omo akum won omo kan ne pain omo wankrofo a omo hwehwe won na omo akum won Captain Smart na kosisa ombenya sa nkrofo no kro bi a ombete hohwe se sa nipa no owo sa kro no mu no wo sa kro mu ofo no sa oman no omo do nyame omo no be kwashi na omu hia obia nso emoa na wansa na wa ha be to asoma ye be kwa anumu no wo hwe America though Israel say ohia obia moa but America sesa ne makoho kwan bi so oboa won wo de no to nchen a Russia tetekwa nchen ho China tetenkwa nchen ho North Korea de we yi nanim say Iran any Lebanon here moa is just a phone call away ono so obeboa won it is say China ede ships akese enenam eye nimpeso aso ho through Hong Kong ho potem ho no na eye bra North Korean so ono so the warships no so enenam afafa ho omo tete minimum pa omo tete no the Encrofor can say there's a possible third world war. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, boss.
Na Bibia Boko. Mo. Do you see a possible third world war?
There can't be any third world war.
Emmabium.
Never in the history of the world.
And then Tinama Okansa.
Well, there's no free territory be a war by any part of the world. The First World War, the Second World War, there were still territories. Now, as I say, you won't see your baby. I did that. The superpowers of the world: America, Russia, English, France, Spanish, Portuguese. Not the world. The war was possible because now will be also super nipa, and then the superpowers at the time, British for Kontokwa, no timba befa Ghana Gold Coast, no no call. Now there's no Gold Coast. Now there's no Rhode Island. There's no Rhodesia. There's no country. Daho any part of the world more or less only independent. At the time of the World War, no, first one and second one, no, the 178 countries of the world, now a lot of them were under occupation, a lot of them were under colonization.
Okay.
Now Ghana gained independence, in the case of Ghana as a typical example, since 1957. You have 67 years of independence. And two persons say UK or British government or Kokan Tokwa, say or Iran, or Iraq, or Saddam no afraid for no afraid Nana Kufuado, Mam Ghana for soldiers 10. And say Ghana soldiers 10 Kokan Wako Kondia. Then the country near where affected, you know, once to me back Ghana Beko. At the same time, if you look at the whole world, all the 6 continents of the world, you're talking about the North America, you're talking about the Africa, you're talking about the South, and then the Europe, and now the Middle East. That is the Asia side.
Captain Smart.
Australia, that continent, the Pacific down, Peking in 6 years. Chame baby bako pe. I said land ebi daho. Na land ne daho no. Any of the superpower of the world, either the United Kingdom, either the France, either the Americans. America quite the ideal in as you look at it, you know. Apart from Panama, and Puerto Rico, and Solomon Island, America wanko baby anko occupy any country. America wanko colonize Ubia.
Okay.
Liberia, America wanko colonize Liberia. Liberia a friend is a NGO in the colonize room. Then American government.
NGO, yeah, it's NGO.
Yes, NGO in the colonize Liberia.
NGO, man.
It was an NGO. I forgot the name.
Non-governmental organization.
Yes, yeah, they went to live in Liberia, occupy Liberia, and then formalize. So when we American NGO and America for a bear more or less in NGO, Liberia was not
colonized by America.
No, America.
It was an NGO.
NGO.
Wow.
America was Africa. Asia, America was Koho. Oceania, you know, the Australian continent, only Solomon Island and America, but even Solomon Island at a point to crowd with Jim. In the Chame, which part of the world, as a United States ne, or so or Kokwan, America can only rely on the allies. Who are the allies? The allies are from friends of America, and they use the terminology. Either you are with us or you are not part of us. Which are the countries? Spain, Italy. That's the European country, only America, Portugal, and some few other countries. Holland, so the America and then the Kontokwa on tutu. German, would the America as a friends of America, or country be on tutu, or humanitarian. Germany, only America.
Netherlands, Germany, America, Luxembourg,
on tutu. Austria, only America, baby, friends of America on tutu. Country, only America, baby, so support friends of United States, UK, on open to dada. France, open to Italians, tutu, Spanish, tutu. But most of the middle European countries, you know, America they don't, including the Balkan countries. The Balkan country, Poland, a Red Cross nation, red, gold, green, red, white, red flag. Red Cross, Switzerland, Red Cross, Austria, Red Cross, Canada, Red Cross. Even Canada, only American share border no. On tutuoda. So, at what point would America generate into World War? It's Israel. Israel, Middle East. How does it affect Africa? It doesn't affect Africa because Israel will colony her. And a colony be no bit my baby fan while me colonize any country in Africa. So Israel has no legitimate and no African country will follow Israel. Diplomatically, you bet my Akasa. Africa and bit my make comments. But even with that crown, with a little bit measurable your friends' statements, on to me Israel is so Iran can talk on Israel. African country, why yeah. Close ties, colonized by Iran, so if you set it aside, then let's come to Europe. Russia, Ukraine, it was the mistake of the West, and for that matter, the Western world. Almost started at the beginning as military operations. So at the military operations, now Belgium, a European Parliament, European Union, and then the Western world, the superpowers, they could have stopped the world, the fight for at that point. because Russia was started so war or starting military operations. So monjai Russians na oma bedi Ukraine na mo harazu omu ewo Crimea region no and Ukraine for na njai and Russia started say oye military operations say or kofa Crimea for no into one day or cross over border for Crimeans 700,000 or more in Russian passport. That was a military operation. Or you have military operations now Ukraine started so more common. Person Russia gidi and Russia just one jaya may invade. So there are 3 series and stages of the fight of Ukraine Russia. The first one was the military operation. The second one called invasion. So when they went invasion, one would have expected say the world will stop and then exercise decorum and sit down on the table. That was the time a European Union and the world I call it say your friend NATO say then the brand Boris Johnson, the fight Ukraine Russia till today was Boris Johnson's cause. Where is he? It's Boris Johnson who told Ukraine not to sign the peace agreement. Because at that time Russia was prepared to sign the peace agreement. Now when the invasion no come back to Moscow, Boris Johnson said we will support you to fight. In the more unsigned, so Zelensky walked out of the table. That generated into war. So if a war is declared, war has no limit as to when and how it will end. Okay. But let us not forget, the Western world in Ankasano, without mentioning countries, they know and they are benefiting war. Because the war no more Ukraine today, orgy arms, orgy ammunitions, orgy weapons, orgy wenu, you see it's a gift. It's never a gift. It is never a gift. One way or the other they will pay. And there are some services companies are more benefiting. Say even American crown or to Ukraine, your service company beyond the coach and see the issue. And this is your consultancy consortiums.
That's right.
And to also making money. So they just don't want to stop. Even though the background rationale is that Russia, the power, now share the genesis of the UDSSR, how we breaking the republics of Russia from Boris Yeltsin and Gorbachev, a quite more fast one, or breaking the wings of Russia. And just said the superpower of UDSSR, the Soviet Union. Then your Soviet Union say country be free so on in Russia and Babako. The only country that left the Soviet Union on Russia tries to Babako, including all the allies, was Afghanistan. And Afghanistan at that time was supported by the UK and the British. And the creative Osama and the Russia the first country to break away from the Republic of UDSSR. Now, if you're talking about say World War III, a bit messiah, it is not possible. Even French, until now, only the Oman independence 60%. No, hold 40. No, so French, or call Afghanistan, or support to American, or call French countries, no, a copy to soldiers bear 1 or 2. South soldiers in a French for don't call Afghanistan from the African countries. One of them Guinea, one of them your friend is saying Burkina Faso, one of them Niger, and one of them Mali. All those boys they call as French legionnaire. Ka omami ho kokon ye no. Domboya de no koy. Kokon Afghanistan. Oba ye no e no oba be ye nuku. Asimi Goita no a French legionnaire de no ko Afghanistan. Ena Damiba kana Damiba do ye ku a Traoré betu no say a French legionnaire. Then Chiani of Niger also so no a French legionnaire. And to all my French for they didn't take the whole army. They selected the specialist ones be and apart from that, and to me Koba say Afghanistan be free Afghanistan say France for Bano na Mali so you knew in Tumba Mali Ababeko. So where is the third world coming from?
Okay.
The third world is only possible, which has already come. We've experienced the first third world. The third world a non-conventional, no conventional weapons. Is the health world. War and then COVID.
Okay.
COVID was designed in a way to break and then weaken some countries' economy. Either than that, Captain Smart and Chair in a tier 4. Who was the last person to be treated with COVID? Where did the COVID go? How many people, including you and I, may who injection no? And then COVID in a fine. Where did the COVID go? as a 2020 and China didn't sell good news around the world. The only country of China 59,000 euros nose mask in January 2020. Abrana China trick Europeans. I'm a company be a China no oma ton cheap at the municipal assembly of the country of China cities no. No China so wapejanensa yare na ba no ntimi nso ano. And Italians companies Americans Germans will be a no monko. China up to today yahu baby o see ni nipa. China's economy from COVID to today grew stronger than any other country in the world. China, after German man who knows mass, or 10 years around 6 months later, or my American ventilators, but could be at $25,000. Italy, no more, China. China for the Chinese doctors and the baby Italians. UK for my chair, baby, I say, a Wembley, any a friend is saying, the other airport, or second airport here in London, or my child airport, no convert into hospital, and for another daho. Spain for match train na no SIR for no treat say no coffee. France match stadium koda stadium treat say no coffee. And then the Americans what did they mention? So they lost guard. And a Chinese for no say say mo ya Security Council, not the Permanent Security Council of the UN, United States, United Kingdom, France, and America, and Russia. With China and can be bia with tables on Russia ma other foreign fanya jumada. Chireme, ever since in the history of the World WHO, World Health Organization, Chireme draw Russia for the WHO for approval as a malaria drug. Chireme back. Adentina Russia malaria drug de yenye. Adena Chinese malaria drug de yenye. Malaria drug ne jinu krum hano. Enye France company. Enye German for na beji contract no. Enye UK for na beji contract na. Americans. No mu jiwi no ma sublet ama Western European countries. Na yare ba ko ne malaria the same tontom na Captain Smart no. The same tontom na ho. Adentin dey change aduro no. Why are we always changing them? I tested some from
chloroquine.
From chloroquine, I tested. No, you change the drone needing. Country will produce, company will produce a different. But the same malaria now, symptoms not change you Debbie. So how come I say the same symptoms, but all the time we get different drug? We in a year.
Yes, and Tonton more advanced.
And Tonton mutate. Mutate. And Tontuma a war Kosovo. And Tuntuma a war Afghanistan. And Tuntuma a war Turkmenistan. And Tuntuma a war your friends Azerbaijan. And yes, I'm Tuntumi bin a waha. And yet, even America and Canada, all catch us and Tuntum need their wonka. Well, Captain Wawako, Florida, Florida, Tuntum, one on the size. Okay. Do you understand what I mean? And Tinin, no, yeah, I dear China for international Mr. Dear. But the world lost guard, said about 2, 3, 4, 5 years before the COVID. Obeshia China and Libya or Europe, no, she nose mask. Obeshia China and Libya, American airport, no, she nose mask. That was the time I know doing testing. Where is the COVID? That was the Third World War. And the Third World War in terms of medical, Yemusa the country Ethiopia. Ahmed Abiy as the Prime Minister. And then the WHO, your friend is saying, as Chief Executive and I say, the head of WHO. Onye Ethiopian. Did you see throughout the COVID? Ethiopia Airline, one packet one day. On our WHO, the whole throughout the COVID 2 years now, country behind ground in Ethiopia line, making now the best airline, the fifth best in the world because of COVID. Other than on here WHO, on there the head of WHO, where Ethiopian, no my Ethiopia airline, but all the major airlines, Ubia ground here, Kelemuina ground here, Ethiopia no Juma. Where was it coming from? And we've gone through the process of the Third World War through health. The other ones in economic sabotage, industrial sabotage. These are the world wars that we're living in. The conventional weapon with world war, it can never happen because as I see the only country of the world, the only island of the world is West Papua. I was South Pacific. And when as I said that up to now, we need independence and we need self-determination. Omya African descent, Indonesia, Afa Womu, our de our war and the guide you that is the only world, any place.
What's it? What are they?
West
the
Papua,
snakes.
Snakes, the whole country, Nipa for Penetime ever since. Omya independence. And it's the biggest island of the whole southern, your friend is Oceania State.
Normally, then they protect almost
all
snakes.
the pythons, the only prison in the world guarded by pythons, snakes, our and the guy do piano. They have a president, Benewenda, living in UK, as hosted president in the United Kingdom. British for quarantine conquer free into a fan who cry and farm.
There be one more president in it, baby.
Or Benewenda, he's my friend. We can call him now and put him online. The president of the Republic of West Papua. Benewenda. He is my friend. I call him personally. You can call him right now. He will pick. His country is guarded by pythons. It's the only country of the world that only territorial, only flag. Yemen flag. Do you understand me?
And Indonesia,
Indonesia. And British is not talking about it yet. Because when you go to the South Pacific, Kiribati, Tahiti, what do you mean? Nauru Island, Tonga Island, Micronesia, Tonga Island.
Okay, sorry.
Micronesia, Polynesia Islands, Niue Island, Solomon Island, PNG, Papua New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, any Fiji. Some countries, including Vanuatu, some countries, West Papua, and their population is more dense populated. They are bigger than Jamaica. They are bigger than a friend saying Antigua and Bermuda. They are bigger than Haiti. They are bigger than St. Lucia. They are bigger than your friends Dominican Republic and all those countries. This is the only country in the world that only territorial heritage. Only will be
no flag, no nothing.
Nothing. They don't allow. They don't have passport and they don't have anything. Only Palestinians. These are the only territories in the world that only need a passport. Do you understand me? But even with that.
Wow, this one I don't know.
You will never do.
I've never heard
say
of
this.
This one there.
So when I meet the British commissioners of British what are you people doing? You host a president in your country. European Union there be a Benewenda.
Enti omo kwato abano woni kurum ho a.
Abano ekrom ho na to abano kra na wo ma to abano. Indonesia for one krom chinizio betwaniti as the president of the country. Because me nipa for no mdwane to Australia back or Holland and no nipa for pen country no in the history of that country. West Papua, and yet is the biggest island of the whole Swahili, sandwiched between Australia and New Zealand. And all these countries are named the 13 friends.
This country is sandwiched by Australia and New Zealand.
Yes, in between. Yes.
And then Indonesia is what?
Indonesia. Omo bad territory sea no. What I say? Ocean no. Omo bam. Oma beji aho. Aho na Indonesia nya ne oil and resource ni sika onyamia from West Papua. And the British is not talking. I've put this.
And America is also quiet.
America is quiet about it. Nobody speaks about it. It's the only, and they are blacks and the Africans. The only African descent. You can just like West Papua. They don't have one more president or till UK.
And to plane call.
Plane when you airport, when you train station, when you bus stop. Car crown Indonesia car, soldier car, ni moment 2.5 million population.
And it's a country?
It's a country. They are bigger than Jamaica. They are bigger than all this. There is the kind of...
No airport?
No, nothing. You need plane. You need a BBR. Australia for a port closer to your friends. Indonesia or port closer to the country. They use one military in the car. The helicopter and you see for more. So far, baby, I be fako. So be dry.
I want to understand.
Every young, every youth. Car be Australia for the use car. For the use car. Indonesia for soldiers na use car. Meanwhile, East Timor is smaller than that island. But East Timor, American, British, France, and the Western world were instrumental forcing Indonesia to give East Timorese and make it a country. Maldives is all the how old Maldives? How many are they? They are not even up to 1 million. But a holiday destination. What about West Papua?
I think we need to start a crusade.
It's another subject that we have to deal with it.
Now, my family Africa kana fe me buy afi ya call Israel. Family call Boko kakra.
Yes.
What is happening?
What is happening is the weaknesses of the country and our preparedness to solve the country's problem as far as Boko is concerned. The security problem, the security authorities, I'm talking about national security. The country had not come out to say, but then I know, and they know. Ghana about 60% of the national budget. 60% of security budget. Mm-hmm. Anytime a Boko uprising biano, it goes to Boko, one city. 60%.
Northern Ghana,
the whole Ghana budget.
Yes, security budget.
Yes, security budget.
Maybe a crisis may pay Boko biano.
60%.
Only 60% of your total security budget. Eko Boko.
They should come and say it is not.
Debut. 6% and I said 60%.
60%. Because who move military, who move police, permanent for operation, who comes the joint security forces. Now do Boko for how many months? How many months no more? Over the whole year.
Wow.
What do I say? Chairman armed forces, Chairman police joint security. Apart from armed robbers, and the internal domestic police joint unit. Chairman military move kota krade. Chairman military move ko sunyane.
Biniho.
Chairman military move ko Volta region.
Ebiniho.
Chairman military move ko Western region.
Ebiniho.
Chairman joint military move ko Central region. Chairman military di ko Ashanti region.
Ebiniho.
Eastern region.
No.
Ehim fa na military ko.
Of course.
Not even Tamale. Boko, the tip and the smaller country. A smaller part of the country. Why do we have Ghana Armed Forces, Ghana Police, BNI, National Security, Military Intelligence, Military Police, Immigration, Customs, Paramilitary, Omnina all combined, Omaka how many forces, and Omdo Nipa do say no, Obi ada 190 say. Hotel budget say the mom, your new camp or your new military base. So if a country think they are smart, now your problem persistent, consistent, prevailing story, prevalent. Every year Biaboko Eba. What stops the Republic of Ghana? So basic military base.
Our Boko.
No,
this soldier for permanent.
Permanent. Are we so stupid?
That's a good one.
Are we as a country so stupid that the whole country, meanwhile, Mamprusi Kusasi on records, they are minority tribes of the country. They are kind of major northern tribes. Frafras are more than these two.
Oh.
Dagatis are more. Walas are more. Dagbanis are more. Dagumbas are more. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Gonjas are more. So you can talk about the little tribal settings one north. Why it has not gotten an escalation? It's always contained between Mamprusi and Kusashi. Omye nkwana eko. Frafra form free bologa so okokumbia ma obia. Dagombas nkonko kokubi ma obia because they're a minority tribe.
Okay.
Dagatis nkroso emfa nandom enko navrongu enka so omko akokubi. Yente so se gonja for so omko support either Mamprusi or Kusashi. Wangara scrum no more top on. Wangaras don't even go in there. Gruma people don't go. Be mobile, they don't go and fight. It is always Boko, Mamprusi, Kusashi. So if it is Mamprusi, Kusashi, why are they the only people in the north? Or in the good name of what? Chieftaincy. Gate 1, gate 2. What's me a Mamprusi hine? What's me a Kusashi for hine? With all due respect. And so what? What do we get from that part of the country, calling it a national income? What do we get from Kusashi land or Mamprusi land? With all due respect, I appreciate much on it has a bearing of the Ghana national income positively. What do we get out from there? The country in the economic highest pool, the highest pool of this country is in the western region. Wagreke ho na wo, ukoko ho, obodia ho, oil ho, o bauxite ho, o manganese ho, ubibia ho. So about 50% of the Ghana national income come from one region, western region, and yet know the bad schools, know the bad rules, know the bad developmental agenda in the west. They have not raised arms. They haven't fought. Christian Kunye. What is said western country be western town be kun obian Kunye. Na se wasin ye kwaji sika ni firi ho wia. Ye kwaji koko ni firi ho wia. Na mo volunteer to national budget na ma for security budget na mo de ko one town enye 2 towns Boko no makɔ say sika no. Is it fair? Security budget say na kɔ Ashanti region. Security budget say na kɔ Brahaf region. In order of national income and where it comes from, no, you can talk about yes, Greater Accra also volunteer in the land. I'm at the capital. So whether I like it or not, they never come. But the original, what kind of list of real physical contribution? You can talk of the West. You can talk second of the Ashantis, the Brahaf region. Are you getting me? In that order, Greater Accra, even Eastern region, because they control also of cocoa, also of farms, even Volta region. Chira media free that northern tip at the bad national income no Bokope.
Okay.
So therefore the country is not having her peace. Yabenya this issue one concoba ene nanumba estatia no ye it took one police officer walankaki fan yame fan crency he moved police there and stop. Excuse me. That funny a year and a course no. It never happened again. And Timamu Musa said, if we're talking about the Fourth Republic, and as a issue, you know, a big issue from 1992 by Pimne, it had been there years back. But 1992 by Pimne, there, government upon all the 8 governments under the Fourth Republic, Obia Benya issue ni bi. President Kofonya ni there. President Mahama Binyani there. President your friends Atamios Nyane there. Jerry Nyane there. Nana do Nyane there. Enti Musa said, enti omu bia no ha wonya adwen say sabi. This is the situation. Na ya the soldiers be free Accra. Ni aye coalition. Ni afre forces. Air Force kakra, Navy kakra, e be free takra, di ne do nyina gu kam. Transportation to that place. Ade na wonya permanent base. No nta Boko Central ho. Ni ahwe se case bi ba ye se soldiers be tran ma boys na ji sabi enkwasa sema obi sori no akwa shikuru 17 no akum nipa no amachati omu no mko enti yan information gathering as a country and information processing as a country we have a difficulties with that because Ghana knows how to gather information, we don't know how to process information, and for that matter no or gather information na bebrebe o process ya bad. And then politicians are behind. But then, Captain, for your records, young called the ministry of Interior from colonial time, from 1957, independent, before even the independent Gold Coast time. It's the only ministry. Obia need 2 years. Even a Brofun ministry, Obia need 2 years. Throughout Jerry's time. Or change Minister of Interior and you own now from Free North. Just purposely to solve that issue. And Timanya Juma. President Kofo back to back, checking the records. Who were his Minister of Interior? Or for defense, no for interior. Apart from say of far Adokofo Ninia, air defense, no, throughout the journey of time. No. Minister of Interior, there be no Free North.
Alasan was first.
Yes. Chucky Rollins, the record, Minister of Interior. Omina no me northness. President Mills of our northness. Nana do dankwa wafa also afabi. What about your friends John Mama? Kumbo for defense, Wayongo for interior. What happened? And how is it all the time no Northern Minister of Interior purposeless because of the Boko conflict? Yes, we had your friend is Yana and Abudu ni Andani. Nanado, one of the achievements that to me why are there? Some problem was able to solve. Even that one, in my view, is bigger than the 2 that we are talking about. Say Yana and then in Abudu for Smokus peace pipe. There's peace, permanent peace over there. And then in that country, the Biano, Omoha HS, that particular part of the city. Now when you funny.
Debbie.
The funny aspect that I was talking about information gathering and information processing. District BNO Bokwa, Yeni BNI. Permanent resident officer Otiho.
District be
and your what district security council that's a and your municipal security council and your what regional security council yes our police stations, district police station, divisional police station, and san your regional police station our Bolgatanga in the Captain Musa in the BNI for one picket the story. the CID for her MPK, the military intelligence our cover the nation on PK, the police CID and PK, immigration for her Oman PK signal, customs for border and so man PK. These are all part of the security companies, the security community. And the captain say we now then a conflict in a team sorry you gather information intimate process and stop on before its arrival. Can anybody tell me why? If it is not quote unquote say it is a means country needs to feel entertained and happy say yes say a security budget it is to today captain say cause security budget in at the military strength you buy election in a month's time what do security forces police, army, migration, custom, Boko. If something is happening in Brahaf region, I withdraw. If something happens in Takrade, I withdraw. And then the election has that the country must have a fair balance of security outlook. The whole country during the election. But some captain, the interesting thing is that up to today, the Ghana Security Agency headed by National Security. Omakanche me, and they will say, which state of the 3 flags and the security alarm you womb? Are we in red, or we are in yellow, or in green? They don't come out to say. The country generally has a green, because you need any presence of the UN, you need presence of any organization be Captain, would you me? Any military operations be our Ghana bush. Except this Boko. Any in Krasa war, no Alavanyo Ninkunya, Tiabo Frey war, Sanquasia war. Apart from that, I ain't find your any issue. Alavanyo Nkunya, so ya for Bako Crown Coho. The Tiabo Frey no name room, Obian for Moho. Obi for Moho. And to tell me the whole country Ghana, 267,000 kilometers, square kilometers of this country. You need one political prisoner at the jail. You need one president or exile. You need figure to go outside. And you know be I say country no most wanted. In such a country, then I'm one city. It me disturbable with security. Captain Enoma, can you tell me who sat here journalist? You're one person or several prison sentence because of MPP. You're one person or several sentence because of NDC.
Back we know your friends. And you know
what? And then the economic crime, and yet because of his party affiliation.
Okay. Decided matter.
Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
And Ghana is so blessed, and I've said, your security intelligence community in England. Sometimes I'm sorry to say they are funny because they don't understand the country's security profile. The security profile, they say, what should the whole country? You need bush. One single bush be an official uniform. I show no. Ghana police mechanism, damper mechanism, police for 20 Ghana, editor show. We know be after military will be in Ghana. Immigration will be unfair to Ghana. Customs will be unfair to Ghana. As at the time of President Kufuor, as I keep mentioning, 2005, the most wanted man in this country, 40 million population, was Atayi. Atayi was just a common criminal. Sika Adema Kufuor watches on continent 500 Ghana cities. Where a country? ISO. 500 cities most wanted under President Kufuor 2005. Kufuor watching Kopata in Chino. 500 Ghana cities. It is such a country. Ya no be do election. Me no be a project before election. Ever to abano. Once election year, I don't talk. I keep quiet and sit quiet. We didn't bank one makoda. But I want the Ghanaians to know, sir. Nobody should ever think, sir, this is a country that can plunge into crisis. It's never happened. It's not true. It can't.
Young war.
Obiano war. Crime of Kofa ma to Cassia Marco, Edi Banku Difufu, Kwa have you do Korea when Nama Gunko Fufu so. Sa country obey Marco. Who is to fight? Cross tribal marriage, Ghana leads the world.
Oh, sir.
Cross tribal marriage, Ghana leads the world. Greater Accra, girl be a fan be a United Nations, blood the one mocha bear 5. Ne papa e gonja, ne mami we, ne papa we. Eya no an ye ti krom. United Nations body, and what dinner. Opa o fe girl be a Accra, captain we smart. Within your smart, but Twitter is smart. Kobusa. Ne mami e kwapem, me mami en kind. Ne mami
United Nations body.
United Nations. And you na tete mu kroma. Oh, fan krenia be na papa ya amra na papa we. Oh, fan fati. She fancy a West marriage. Cross. And no back on 4 language 4 union 4 grandparents in a be free north. So the country cannot fight. We live side by side. Yen nyina kwa sorry baako, ye to nwom baako. We've never had a religious uprising. Konima. Na kwa baby a Pentecost dancing, na baby a master chisi. Omo twen nkramofo anopa azan ye tiam wie a wo ya asori wie ya mo wie ya mo to fati anom si de suzo nyame kan ya die animu. What is obi Sunday ni? What is obi akonima? E wa asori ho.
Dabi.
Huh? What be? This is not a country. These politicians, sabi, in for a bit me de and a country. Won't me nkon, obi ankon. Accra or market, or road, air ton idea. On the 50 Ghana no Sunday money, my mere class, 20 is no Sunday money. On quantum fan go Yaka Hong Kong. And Rollins regime, 19 years of Rollins rule, 11 years military, no, coup be and wait to me succeed here. Only 24 coup attempts. Baku grand succeed because Bush be no abetinamo. Bush be no abetinamo.
They say a forest no cranny.
There is no forest because clever President Kufoja Chado. What the more be a motor Janibia Koyoko who have a sabo because be fee. That time I know Shabama Campanum near Mission, and then you'll be any baby. 4 billion Kumasi Confanoche, I had a trotro station. I don't know. A trotro station. That's why the trotro station. And the Ghana mini military camp will bet my whole coup d'etat. And to man your coup may catch them is not true. You cannot have a coup d'etat. And I'm also warning, taking this opportunity. American for give him a warning. American they catch yourself about restriction visa restriction. You know no one time say obi also obey both MPP and DC. They cannot try. They should know. If they don't know, some of us will tell them. Ghana will not be allowed by the international community. It will be the last country that will fall.
Ghana.
The last country that will fall. As an African country to have a fight. The last country. The democracy. You bet me now say start you box in the ballot box near ya kwasi a wagimi no and your babo na sum election day e bi bo and your babo asum etu de be beto kwasi abewu but I no nche say obi be ho wuo ho aba bekom. It's normal. Sunday ni American election kwasi ebo ni pasum German election wa bo ye bo police for bo. Do you understand me? It is a fine country, it's a nice country, but I've said and I've mentioned woman better programs in security aspect. The only security aspect. So and they don't understand the country that they are talking about.
Any security aspect.
40 million populated country. You need blue helmet. You need soldier. You need United Nations blue helmet. Chameda you and Bahabe Patan Tokwa.
Debbie.
Do you understand? Until kind of cyber security. Who told you say cyber crime in my country? When I can't say cyber crime in country too. Obi tinima turn a laptop. Now also where Jimenez or cyber or Mukron. Now no about generate into Tokwa. Those are the security vibes a security as person Ebekika. When we are talking about country, we're talking about the country security profile. And what is the real security profile? Young cop Dan Parinfa, the most wanted Ghanaian man or Amra. Near here in Pakro. Our natives. Because the code Obiko Dansuma no Aquaco who won where Yabri will be pant, not Dansuma police wash. Well, who sorry was there was security situation. Sunday. Obi we are Kaneshi marketer. Obi will be phone. Near I say I'm robber. And then a phone snatch better than I'm robber. This is a fine country. We are short of information processing. We gather information.
That we don't know how to process.
Na country be soldier ni police ni jao exchange bullet. Kofi ne Kwame ni wom tutu bullet. Ya che ne kwa is alleged suspect. Sunday ni country be na desa. Konfona mu atutuo na mu a wonana oni police wa exchange gama ne nam kurabu no. Police ni kwa ya den ba court ni ya ba ne gini nan. Ono amon ne docket kra no suspect. And when I saw the suspect, no I can't police English wo ho. We don't have that security challenges. And to Boko the me, I see it say the state is not prepared to solve the problem. No. If the Ghana government is prepared to solve the problem, 2025 January 7th, whoever is sworn into this country as the president of the republic, the first thing that we would understand.
Military base.
Military base.
Wow.
Our border and so. Now put to the one of the contingents, a combat unit being inside the central. near chat Sasemusu. Why would you in our left, you in our left gate? Why would you in our right, would you in our right? Who could you in our hand, so why you're in our hand? Now I had then. Country cry independent. Now a big would do a biswa, and I don't know my menu so, and I'm your hin, and I'm your hin. Excuse me to say, Sahino, our yen, a den land. Bayre do se nom diaba. Bayre do se nom diaba. Emponche do se nom diaba. Omonti wo sa boda nso na Burkina ode na nantwie twam ba beton.
Asembe nie.
Enya ho nom di free ba. Enya om boda na chi. Ana Burkina for ye o ma nantwie. Ade no susu no that part of the country no. Wo susu wo that kind of a land na e wetimi so e de nantwie ni biaba. Ana na de o ma meton nantwie. Na da bia ye boa soja ni ano ye boa military for near dom ko and na kra dey do to the stand say military for kwa no ma attack wo mu. Should that be the case?
No.
Should that be the case?
No.
Obi nation in military uniform, police uniform. Wakra na ma national security say your friend say yeah na immigration. They also have the right to live. They have the right to live. They have family to take care of. Now what one na okwa himfo sema. Soja ni ono ba abepe peace no. Mu ho ma na mututu omutuo. Should that be the case?
No.
Is that what the country wants?
No.
On much national security budget do year, and they should tell Ghanaians. So when the time the national security, ediko kwapem, ediko Volta, ediko Captain Ukrum, see a copata and tokwa. Apart from this chieftaincy and your marketing getting what is your bobi sumuya to tutu and your table free tuna and no matana die every day. Boko. Jerry time, okay. Or stop so my expectation con off.
That's right.
I want to know can wasem. That time no, I want to know can wasem. Because Dagbani land, Dagombas, omo nom expectation. Excuse me. Wala omo nom expectation. Gonjas omo nom expectation. Until that time no, it was there and was stop so my expectation con off. This expectation no. Nothing you are saying, the upper east upper Boko, Munamsu and Cremofo. And what is really the problem? What is really the problem? So we know Niate Maslech Munti Mosque, Yena Kuramba Kuniakai. Niwukuna now, and then Ubenya also. What do you get out of it? In fact, if you don't even manage your way with the emotions will say, some of us are yet the security. Yet the security situation as no one manage you worse you even just only slip up. But I think say Captain Moamoka say you know mun use medium no near educating and some of us now who different program line no will come and speak and tell politicians say it is not true. So any Ghanaian politician ebetima move one single Ghanaian e de na ko street so okokon e wo ma omo yankwase afọ agimi e na beji politician bi ati e kwa akotutu ebeku no because kuna politician na mu no ye nkunu bi e na oba wa ye 1000 Ghana cedis ye bo nwuma obesa e no anu wa wie.
All right. I only 95.1.
One MP wa ye abo nsa more than 1000 da.
Almost check be billing 1,000.
1,000 oba 1,000. Wasa beje fans. Yasa manatena ye na about 2 o'clock 2 hours no sorry or co program for wie ninti na wu ye wa wu banza. What they are smart to abusua so waja ma ho onko hwe wo mu ni school fees won tua enti Ghanaians youth especially mo amose pumbama politicians are confused because of 50 cedis who are what will banza.
All right.
Boss.
Israel.
Yes.
Gaza.
Yes.
Misha mete Gaza and pepper so na your papa ba ko kan news or Fox FM nya me fa ne kransie me ne ko ye adwuma o Fox FM kakra wo face mountain or kan news na say drew Israel ne Gaza the we o sika Gaza and pepper so na nya de didi agrokra yenyini abedu samre ye date Gaza.
Yes.
Yete Israel ne Lebanon.
Yes.
Yete Israel ne Iran.
Yes.
History ne say ye den ntimi ntwai.
Well, we call it world order. Enya de bit me twa. No.
Sase ntokwa we.
No.
Enchada.
Never.
Ntomo hosa no ma plan no makobako.
Yes, it started from 1948.
Enfa hunu nipa dodo ebewu.
They do not mind and they do not care.
But all the nations involved, no.
They don't care. The point is that Under the UN Charter, yes, every country, every group, individuals, they have the right to live and they have the right of self-determinations. Self-determination, say, to be able to lead, determine when you want to sleep, the kind of government you want, who should lead you, and then how your government or how, provided say more numbers. In the 1948, the issue of two states was on the table: Palestine nation and Israel nation. Na ewo they could have done it from that then, there and then. And I always would ask, and then let's topple the British, and then let's topple the United States at that time, and the Allies. Our Motinasya declare Israel as a nation without declaring the Palestine as a nation. Oh. And to the two-state affair is where we are today. We share the time of declaration of Israel as a state, as a state, state of Israel. David Ben-Gurion, the first president, prime minister of Israel. We share at that time now, even him, they would have expected say there two declaration. Now could be unfound the land, because we be our name Israel, our Israel. We share the Gaza side. We share the Hebron, we share the West Bank. Now share the side of the Israel, today's Israel, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Gat, Elat, and those places in Inano. The country Israel in Inano, is saying, from south to north, 250 miles, west to east, 90 kilometers, 90 miles. It's not even up from here to Achedia. That is the size of his width. And it is Israel and a Palestine so commonsensically, if not diplomatic hitches. And then yet the world order. See and Persia solve the problem now. So my Palestine say a yenukuru. Also in a port. Also in a uniform, a police uniform. Also in a passport, so I see a Palestinian. Then again, like Boko issue, na aye den. Any Pokume baby. Take back through the history of since 1948. Ben-Gurion, Obai, back to back, 2 times, 3 times. Bajwati say, and Sana, your friend is saying, charrettes. And omubenya other ones. But Israel at that time, parties na never ho mapi. Ombenya Helima, Ome Herut, and Ombabenya Likud, and Ombenya Alliance Likud, Herut, Alliance Likud, and Ombenya Labour Party. Anytime a Labour Party from Yigal a long time, who was the 4th Israeli Prime Minister. Anytime a benya liquid biano, there's a problem. Anytime a Labour bebano, there's a peace. And no nagum, and today na liquid for bar, they use Palestine as an issue. But the background rationale, way back in 1976, with this Bibi Netanyahu. Yes, Bibi Netanyahu, the big brother, I refer you Netanyahu. Johan, on the day Israeli commandos Edom ko Entebbe raid 1976 ewo Uganda Netanyahu yawo ne brother penny no mietu eno nko wuye 5 Israeli soldiers were wounded, including the hostages. No, only the brother no kwa ne wuye. Meanwhile Onane the leader of the commandos team now omutimi ko ya omo go under the darkness etimi call rescue omo, and he was the last person to be killed. And the Bibi Netanyahu ashenimu and ashenimu say anything that has to do with Palestine. But at that time, captain, nanya this particular today Now the Popular Front of the Palestine Liberation. Nanya Hamas. Bajwadi ase. Now after 1948, no benya 1962, 64 uprising na Yasser Arafat. Obenya beti PLO no. Obeti PLO no. Mabusa say yemusa Israeli say. Ahemfo na te Hamas 1987. Hamas organization today, Israel no mokono. How was it formed? How was the Hezbollah formed in 1982 in southern Lebanon? Hezbollah is older than Hamas. How did Hamas? Hamas was fighting with PLO.
Oh.
But that is this history. When the Hamas, PLO, Yasser Arafat said, "You're Palestinian state, you know," and that there was an emergence. Such we say Hamas from nowhere and Hamas PA. Hamas rather no and then Israel omumie no pay Yasser Arafat ekuno. So Yasser Arafat went Odika called Jordan. They chased him and they wanted to kill him Jordan and free her. Obetra Hamamet Hamani in Tunisia. IDF for Israeli intelligence defense forces and Israeli intelligence Mossad for omkotu tunitu ekunkum ni generals Yasser Arafat nkwan wangu. Leading to that Yebenya Oba Golda Meir as a prime minister of Israel. Golda Meir was a Polish woman from Poland. And to know the issue of refugee. So Golda Meir pushed the agenda. See am for mukru mano omutuno. Golda Meir free so Shimon Peres by omutuno. Shimon Peres by and Yishak Rabin over Labour for Bamiensa. Ansana Bibi Netanyahu obeti esim.
Different person antechi.
Omet ebae liquid entokwane statiye. Me ba chewati ase. Sheret ebae entokwane statiye liquid. Do you get it? And in 1993, under His Excellency, the President of Republic of America then, Bill Clinton, and Otimi here and Adrian said, "Obe solve the issue once and for all." And it's a share omunya the Nobel Prize a year Yishak Rabin and Yasser Arafat or Oslo. When they were pushing the Oslo Accord to the final no matter of issue na wie, the only Israeli Prime Minister Labour for no biaba omu pushi the agenda. Golda Meir start here. Shimon Peres be start ebe twaso. Even your friend is saying the other one, I've forgotten his name. Omu nyina be twaso. So when they got to Yishak Rabin, or no na a captain, or yeah the final a push say young form country mom and a Clinton do mu ba White House. And Omsado called the Oslo Accord. When they were about to sign the Oslo Accord in 1995, 4th November 95, and a Yigamia Okukum Yishak Rabin. Okunu ye no Shimon Peres by under 1 year and a Arian Sharon Muti and those are hardliners, liquid, Herod. Omudia, they don't want anything say Palestinians should exist. And Arian Sharon being a stroke with that them. Onya stroke with that them no o met no mbaba ni na they were all liquid boys. So we share in the history of Israel. This Bibi Netanyahu or celebrating the brother 40th year anniversary of Entebbe raid. That day no start here no. That day no Kohete Palestine. But me busa say Hamas as an organization are no any Palestinian authority neko. A form ho na 2 year no. Name the outlets no more to near bunker no to yeno. That time na Israeli Mossad no more he. There is no security intelligence in the world. Quote me. Our yes smarter HN Mossad. Not the CIA, not the FBI's.
Really?
No.
Mossad?
Not the K9. Not the Scotland Yard. None of them.
Mossad yeah.
Mossad caught back to back. Otimiko Musrata, Libya underground. Eko se Gaddafi. Nenyama no appear. You'll be ancient. What is he achieve Mossad agent be that? No way. We know Mossad.
Really?
Mossad caught Iran. Shakwa ofa sukum Ishmael Hania. Israel. Mossad what me breaky the earth echo under the surveillance security surveillance etimi hotel Ismailani ada in the center of Iran Tehran eno koku no Mossad enti sa bunker na Hamas for tutu ye no when the tutu ma wo mu it's a world order. There are certain things you can't say it, but the world knows. So the formation of Hamas was not created by those Arabs. Yashin Ahmed and you know the create. They were operating with agents. Now let's talk about the issue of Israel and Iran today. We should not forget some of us that belongs to diplomatic history and diplomacy. 1980 Iran-Iraq war. You know Iran-Iraq war. Who invaded first? It's Iraq that invaded Iran. They killed 500,000 here. They also killed 500,000 here. Who were the people that supported Iran? It was Israeli Mossad that were fighting along, helping, giving it tangible, credible information about Iraq intelligence. That time, Israel Mossad was friends of Iran. How did they start today on their enemies? How did they start? That they become enemies. How was Hamas formed? How now Israel is an enemy of Hamas after the death of your friend Yasser Arafat?
Wow.
Do you get it?
Yes.
A lot has happened. But then let me tell you.
Tell me.
In the United States, the only country that has the solution, I've said it, and I repeat it on any international platform, is America. No country else can solve the issue. Yes, because under the regime of Jimmy Carter, Walter Mondale regime, Jimmy Carter said, I obey the law. I respect the law. One single bomb. Captain, would you mean? One launch, one missile, and one bullet. Israel. One support two. Was I obey the law and respect the peace treaty? How was it possible, sir? The fighting at that time was not even tensed between Israel and the Palestine. It was between Israel and Egypt with Anwar Sadat. At that time, the Israeli Prime Minister, Menachem Begin. How was Menachem Begin, Jimmy Carter, and Anwar Sadat sat down and signed a peace treaty from 1979? That was the end. So fight, you know, any Palestine, the end and a fight. Israeli-Egypt war. And then Jimmy Carter team solve our problem. Permanent. Was say I want a permanent peace. From Jimmy Carter Mondale government, if you hold. One by Ronald Reagan. One George Bush. Reagan president, George Bush vice president. And one start to see one liquid for and a problem in Sakobai. After Ronald Reagan out of power after his 8 years, George Bush senior by Bush senior by only the vice president Dan Quayle. Only Dan Quayle. Almost alcohol. Echo create problem no. Bush senior echo one term. And be Clinton by no, the place was quiet. Clinton Al Gore, the place was quiet.
For 2 terms.
For 2 terms. On 1995, 1993, Clinton and the whole do you know almost home solve a problem new year. You got me a coon. Yes, Ishaq Rabin 1995. After Clinton regime is George Bush senior and Dick Cheney. Almost started started. George Bush and Dick Cheney almost started. So George Bush went out of power. Obama and Joe Biden, they didn't solve the problem. Maybe the problem in Obama was he had the chance also to solve the problem. Obama didn't do anything with this. And then Trump and Pence, Mike Pence, status quo, NC. Now we have Joe Biden himself 8 years west in Palestine and then Palestinian issue. Now we are all looking forward. Sir, Kamala Beba, a topic that will deal with the US election, you told me.
Yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow.
There. We can do that one of these days. So that we understand the dynamics of the American politics, i.e. the Israel-Palestine. And if you look at it, we are not going back to the 4th time. We are taken up from Carter Mondale government up to today. And it was for the reason one term. And they were one of the best democratic governments. Jimmy Carter was one of the best because he didn't like any fight. The rule of law, peace for mankind, and prosperity. Americans didn't like. And voting out today Reagan and Bush they buy. And the Bush is better so. They won 3 terms. From Clinton time, Bush Senior, and Obama by Joe Biden, Trump, up to now. This is the most worst time Yakum Palestinians. 45,000 people within 2 months. Military exercise have gotten to the sense that even road krana, concreted road in krana, omayi. And the world seems not to talk.
Okay. It's quite serious.
If you look at it, it's not an issue that cannot be solved, but it's an issue that is meant not to be solved. Because if you look at the region, it can be solved,
but it is meant not to be solved.
Okay. Because when you come to the diplomatic table and it comes to the solution, at the international community, American issue with Israel-Palestine solutions, it comes to unilateralism. So American decides, British and German, Obi and Timinka, they are all looking at United States. So it's always the government, U.S. policy, who is the president and who is prepared to solve the Palestine issue. And I've said and I've mentioned, say, the best opportunity and the best time was Yasser Arafat, Yitzhak Rabin, because now Palestinian Authority, Abbas, and Hamas, they themselves had an issue. Hamas, now Israel says he's after Hamas. What about the Palestinians? The Palestinian Authority is a government on its own. And the people you are killing, they are not all Hamas people. They are Palestinians. Why are you killing the Palestinians? If it's Hamas that you are going after, do you have to destroy a country? Do you have to destroy? The cities are not only lived in by Hamas. They are living, the people living there are Palestinians. And so sad.
That's why you're a bit passionate and emotional about this.
No, it's not passionate, but the point is that we have an issue of the world. Some of us, we know. We had a country called Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia in 1990, 1991, 1992, there was breakaway. Slovenia, Croatia, Dubrovnik, Serbia, Montenegro, Albania, Tirana, Albania, Kosovo. All these breakaway, breaking away. No, it was made possible. The Americans were in. At that time, Kofi Annan was the UN High Commissioner in Yugoslavia. They made sure, say, Obi Opesu free. That time, who were the people who were making problems? Say, yeah, woman, free Serbia. Karadzic, Yacheno, Milosevic, Yacheno, Kacic, whatever, all of them, they went to international court, Yadum Kotumu, because they were obstructing the peace. Say, countries need to Tiomo, Kosovo, Yemani and independence. And why the world order, America, the United Kingdom, the France, the other Western countries, Omuntimi mad this particular 2 countries into separate. No be the flag, Captain Smart. Is it normal? Say the whole Yugoslavia. Even Russia, Soviet Union, etimi break away republics. Lithuania, Estonia, omi at 10 Anameboa, Afghanistan in at 10 The only country Russia man Kwamanantin Chechnya. And Kwamanantin was a republic. Argentina, Palestine, the end day. United States. I didn't say Yentimum woman your own. All right.
Hey, says here about 4:15. Ascending. All right, yeah, because it's here, but of a quick one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, related to American elections.
Yes.
Now, you be with small arms.
Yes.
Kakra Wakana.
Yes.
Getting closer to elections.
Yes.
Now, Donald Trump.
Yes.
Kamala, who will win?
Don't trust American elections. I'm very conversant with American elections. Don't trust American elections. The reason is very simple. The reason is that you cannot predict Americans when it comes to elections. Opinion poll on the television, so CNN one there,
ABC one there,
ABC one there, false news. Trump will say CNN BBA fake news. Because in the history of United States elections, including that of Trump, your friends Al Gore and George Bush, CNN had always declared for Democrats.
Okay.
Fox had always declared for
Republicans.
ABC News sometimes, NBC.
What
you say? Now, who will win? American election, to say you crash the same now. Me see toilet. Me see market. Me see way. And I'm time I'm here way. Crash elections. Crash campaign. Captain Smart, are you here?
I am listening. About yes.
Yes, I know about South African no. Because that is what it's meant for.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Now listen, American elections is on about 5 pillars. United States policy. Immigration, one. One the bit me deport kesiye. Now one the bit me keep foreigners. Into me, I'm here no. Meka say it comes to immigration, Democrat there. Right? It's about economy. Trump said my economic record a better chain. Kamala and Joe Biden combined. Arguably. Now no about American tax wasem. Who offers tax for millionaires, rich people, and then the poor people? That is the one. The third one. Americans say they become welfare and wasem. No ma become education wasem. Na fence so ma be abortion rights. Papa, mante do you see George Washington Bridge in wasem ho. Mante do be Delaware. Any bridge you know, mante do kan wasem.
Okay.
Because we're talking about statehood and federalism.
Mississippi Bridge in Grabu yo musi ya mentisa American president.
Who be wa no ka ubeko jail because he state. We be a state budget bedu. Na federal den dia be support ntinya wo dia ukofi anya ma me agapade.
So ntimi nkase maye
makwakoye obi politician team ko say wakwakoye egu akotokraba maye toilet ama wo mu erade. You understand? No they are fans. To the sense the president square team call launch toilet. Now therefore the UN the United States sub policies we and going into this election every foreigner, every alien out America, because Trump there were open and no say obey the biggest mass deportation order in the history of America. Meaning say what America any paper biano obepam or dobeko, and it's only for America should be stronger and stronger again. And what will be an out to her and only paper over prefer say Kamala only the aja omunya sa did no. But let us not forget Trump and Pence. Before Obama, after Obama, before Joe Biden, Omienu launch similar thing, deportation centers, and even immigration. Me can't be a baby crew. Cry 5 years visa. Okoba no. Trump time on the Pence time. Chitranko for visas. America immigrant state or birthright. Call who you know. Akran the order on passport amano, but mamini drew her na American for deporting. That was started with Trump. Now only they were chilling in position on immigration. So but let us not forget the Democrats. Under Reagan time, omunya kwant to me ma Republicans, Democrats, Republicans time Reagan, to me ma amnesty. When it led through that George Bush, Ebedo Clinton time, no, one would have expected say Clinton Obama amnesty. And or the lotteries. Or the lotteries, you know, he was finding money for America. Executive order yet to honor all the successive presidents in Obiabe follow. Omenchem.
Because it is come on,
but then Democrats at that time, now Clinton, it was overdue, say Obama and Kofo amnesty. Even with the Democratic immigration records, one year amnesty, it's no more problem. Leading to Obama, to me as an African was a disappointing American president. Much as anybody will look at it. Because one, Obama relation with Africa, i.e. Onwani Krum, Ethiopia, nane na natiase obeto ne nana, ekochi anabrewa ni nsem no. Then your friends, sorry, Kenya virtually nothing. Obe Kruma, virtually nothing. The only thing that you will say Democrats bar, yani US, let's say your visa quota, Democrats increase, Republicans they don't increase. Apart from that, it be a student visa, Democrats will increase, Republicans will increase. So now we women in our turn China. Now we can the real Americans themselves now. Then let's talk about America and yet the total number, Captain Smart, and yet the total number of people are vote. And the numbers are being is about the electoral college. Now look at the funny side of the electoral college. Countries be a state be a state in Rhode Island mo, and Delaware mo, and some smaller states. It be what mid central and I say ebi wo your friend is saying West Coast no ebi ananye state bi to you fi say oh we dey nipa ni ho but electoral college no is bigger and it doesn't matter the numbers you get in New York.
Electoral college in here.
Electoral college in here. Into American elections, no, I'm catching too dicey.
It will make your popular votes. Hillary Clinton.
Hillary, yeah, no.
But Trump at the electoral college
in area because they concentrate on that. Now, share red flag, states now. Omudoso. A also so na powerful electoral college like Virginia, mon. A whole room in our. It is a little difficult to say it now, and coupled with the fact say. Trump feels say America for iodine omo foreigners any the Hispanics for them them to declare and stand. But mami history be
mami.
The history is that United States with all their democratic credentials omakum presidents 4 in office in the history of America with all the democracy and 4 presidents is who office. Roosevelt mo Garfield mo ni adade and a woman called Abraham Lincoln Kennedy mo ni adade 3 of them were Republicans. Now my assassination attempts on them no numerous of them. In the American democracy no kan wasem no were a leader. They are number 1 but they are number 1 in anything. They are number 1 in the Western Hemisphere. Omakum 4 certain presidents.
Okay.
No country. You can come a certain president. Assassination attempts, more, including Ronald Reagan, including FDR, your friend is Roosevelt. Roosevelt home to 5. A macro trying be assassination attempt. Garfield, the man trying 2 times. In the American forum, you cannot really tell. Because American force democracy no ye can wasem no. And who American election need there. Al Gore and George Bush, the election was already done deal. Now you did Bobo elections in 2002 or 2000. I stand to be corrected. Near Bobo election under a minute the night before declaration in the morning, no, too close to call. Ted Bush of Florida, George Bush Ninuano, Waman in Sasso, said Tampa Bay election will be amkuyi.
That's right.
Now we are man in Sasso, aha. Yehu ya na Idaho, Yehu ya na Texas, and the whole United States was in flame. It took the able Al Gore, true Democrat, and the son of the land of United States. You be na ye Trumper, Kameka shi yenki nyanshi yenki ndum niwe. But when it became a very hostile situation, states now started to say, Memphis mo baby tutu sheshe niyamano. Al Gore conceded. Following the Supreme Court, before the Supreme Court back call the case, Al Gore gave in and Okotinasi. Meanwhile, now Clinton acquired 2 terms, and Al Gore was the one who was the administrator in chief. Not Clinton. Clinton was a diplomat. Al Gore na year Clinton regime. So they were afraid. Says Al Gore ba also beko 8 terms, or beko 2 terms nakahu, and the American Republicans could not sit. Said Democrats meko because no mujumegu. Because under the Clinton, obegu all the cigarette companies in America. Pomo oguno, Kansas oguno, or the bills are no muntimiyebim. And American cigarette companies is owned by Republican. Arms and ammunitions companies in here Republicans there. And it's a year tutio. American release bombs. Omu yi new Apache. Omu you any other thing American army. Or no one you need to auto from individual companies na individuals a year into your Republicans no media and one fana manage to good dem cha na hitaba na kaba because time George Bush buy na Clinton yan tutu no what is Iraq no 1 day 2 days no or release ICBM 3 intercontinental ballistic missiles or release 3 ba ku bia $680,000 e release ya Apache ne bi after $12 million. Ashe.
Sunday ni.
What ya then I say? Na business aba.
Sunday ni.
Na Trump. Me apart from so a bad boy, we're smart.
Very.
We're smart.
Very.
Because 1995, that time here in New York, the same Trump one Mayor Giuliani. Giuliani was the mayor of New York. No one talk about Emra no in the Trump Towers. Ultimate divert road. Our downtown at the dancing hall. A big creative problem when Mayor Giuliani. In the end, on the bear a lawyer, a bear an advisor. Now look at a Nyama Trump aye. Ya indicting our tax. Ya indicting our election more practices and then power. Oma kan ho ne yes ania man American system oma dem akose wom sentence ye wi woni na mabonten Roberto Bruni bi anam ne tax $40,000 or serve 5 years ya indict President Trump say won't you tax for the last 20 years American phone team fan into and if you look at data as it is no or the American system nasi no ti game nasi and such a person now no wama the red flag another red states boys any man nyom nyina ni abre say they will not let Trump fall because bia Joe Biden and the cool pace Kamala ba bia no amfa ne ho anche because indictment of New York State edaho bia this time o lusu a now o makwa akopeke no enti sa election we no one an underground work it to be the sweetest American elections of all US elections. Coming back of a former president back to the ballot. And then the American vice president back on the ballot. It happened in the Tyler. When Tyler, American then vice president, Roosevelt, didn't be a vice president or be a president. United States in share that the only President Bush, Senior, Reagan, Ekoya obenya one term DN. It is not something that happens a vice president of United States or Sabina president. Now let me come back how it relates to Ghana. Ghana funya yung crass semno. Say Republican when ya so we win. America on for Ghana election who today, on for election who tomorrow. Let us get it clear. American foreign policy on Africa a template. Bush intimacy sano. Trump in Simon Obama went to Mass son. Edaho. Ya trust said it. Edaho. Say Oba Ghana senior no more defense budget ubetim di bia kan between twam. Technology American support to yen. Infrastructure or support na United States aid. Package in 4. And what by the most American the biggest property on West Africa or the basic countries that's the US embassy. Agreement to the president sign o papa betima busano enti enya de a obesesa ne policy obetima sesa immigration that is visa say okay ebi Ghana mumma wo mu say population na grow ye no ma ba mumma mba 16,000 before Sir Clinton baba 1993 na be 4,000 6,000 and no ma increase atamils hosu your friends Obama no onso so epeje mu kakra enti se Ghana for say MPP, NDC, and away. MPP nye Democrat, MPP and nye Republican, NDC nye Republican, and one ye we. Mun nim dia mokeka. Mo sha so ya mo campaigner, mo sha so nya mo message. American election results doesn't affect any Ghanaian election. Americans do not care about who becomes Ghana president. They care about the partnership and the friendship, diplomatic agreement. The Ghana war, any support services the mayen. Any mom the chaye, any a budget support of military the mayan, and no neither your friend is saying Democrat nor Republican will beat Massano. And ya no big so permutations and time be away by when they had no media mokeka because Democrats were caught 3 times that. Democrats were caught 4 times that in the past. Republicans were caught 3 times that in the past. And where's the conjecture? Say, Ghana elections here by say Trump win here, and then NDC by win say Kamala win and then people. Where from all those kind of funny jokes? Mon concentrating more elections. America will need more. Why Ghana? What per country? I'm an elections one here now. Country on any economic ID on any year Juma D business is Nigeria. One South African year Juma Chel. One Ethiopia year Juma Chel. One Kenya year Juma Chel. American the biggest trading partner Egypt. Wako Egypt akoka Egypt election kwasem. waka election ho asem Ethiopia, waka election ho asem Kenya. Botswana more democratic credentials perfect. American form election ho. As we speak, Mozambique judge them American count election. Adam Kwan here they feel say we are the Jerusalem of West Africa, Switzerland of West Africa. Ye be biano America for and wama warning say wa wunim na be election ma practice. Me one America we election some crache Ghana. And so abema warning say wa
be we afi we abanu no.
Yes. Omunim. They better low. Marine for Wokroma, you have no idea. They will not allow Ghana to fall. Me catch home. And Tinyasa visa no dibe no boa. Wa be umbe pejaw.
Won't you see we abanim?
Me chase umbe pejaw because say Electoral Commission 2016 on records they should quote me. Mo jibe 30 million. America mo sign agreement in year and no catch him say we have interest in the elections. And what this patch here, the whole country constituency be or no pay or then call for no man to giant a ye. Oh, before you no ma declare
resource and da.
What are you talking about? You are joking with America. What pause about election one kwa jinisika? What is the mission? On pay problem and kwa jinisika. Why jinisika the election dia or catch you say mama election in ye. Ono metama kanto mezobi metoto buonko ho. Captain, what you say? They will not allow. And the visa at the end of the day, the home skirmishes, the home sini. And Timo Shaswa election among she. Namontia say, Ghana ni beer no prepared. So Baba Kontoka. Because Monte Parliament, excuse me to say, Manya Bibi Papa Bia Namudi Kofi, Munina, these two parties. Manya Bibi Papa Bia Namudi Kofi. Monko constituency, Monko elections, Monko when more power. Damusa metra ye mumedim fufu say dem ye no na we don't expect. So my prepare some change. Na my imagine say Mobasha country ni is the beautiful country with resources say ye. Captain what dem channel.
That's say.
Enti America elections in back again. My last thing say whether Americans are prepared for a female president. Time will tell.
But I mean, tell me. Is America prepared for a female president?
Well, I would say Kamala. She was smart enough. What position huye. But some of her records as Attorney General of California, I have a problem. Because Kamala and the help the LGBTQ transgender and crown what 13 years, 15 years, 14 years. I am personally transgender. On the California ska so when it comes to that kind of single issues there make us say Kamala on a problem kakra. But then again what team used to the American celebrities and Americans there omu believe celebrities no say yes Beyonce the top fan Beyonce Montuma Kamala no it will be very difficult say Montuma regardless of where they belong to. Americans who believe celebrities. I'm sorry to say here they are. Celebrities.
Captain. It's kind of how you need celebrity.
Captain.
He is smart.
Captain.
He is unique.
Celebrities
he is the best.
We celebrities in the one American celebrities say obi aso camera edidi omu atem dodo say na oti. Dodo say na oti. There be a Ghana for celebrity ma wasa. Obi aso can light. Obi aso camera did obi atem celebrity. We a celebrity. America Kamala had pushed, and then in the history of America, this is the only time. Not even Clinton, not even Obama. The only campaign American say yenya Republicans, state governors, senators, ultimately declare support for an opposition president.
Some did join Trump against Trump.
Yes, sir. Over 31 senators went against on the platform of Kamala to congratulate her and support her. And a honor na yet dicey. But Trump once said, campaign will ankasa kese. And let's wait and see. But then for me, not much depend on the American character. I'll support Kamala win it. If not anything at all, at least for immigration record sake. And then the only thing I mean for. Right. Other than that, and Kamala Joe Biden to me, Jumana Ankasa de Anshedan Kuyi.